Hey guys! So today I'm doing something that has not been done on my channel in a very long time, and that is a MAC haul. I only had a little bit of Christmas money left in my wallet to spend, so decided to spend it at MAC. And actually, all I was going to get that day was MAC Star Violet eyeshadow, which looks like this. It's a Volux Pearl. Beautiful color. It's kind of a plummy, mauvey, violet type color. And there's what it looks like swatched. And I'm filming this the same day that I filmed the NYC Wet n Wild lip product haul review. And look, I scrubbed my hand trying to get that Wet n Wild jumbo lip pencil thing off. I scrubbed my hand with cleanser and I still couldn't get it off. So that is one pigmented lip product. But anyways, yeah, there's Star Violet. And I just went to my local MAC counter, so I got it in the little pot because all my MAC eyeshadows are in palettes. So, because I don't live near any MAC stores, so I got that. And then I turned around and they had the pigment display there. And this just kind of jumped off the display on me, and it's tan pigment. Now, I've been aware of this for quite some time, but I didn't have it. And the SA, the sales associate that was helping me, she opened up the tester that was there, and she swatched it on her hand, and when I saw it swatched on her hand, that was a deal breaker because it's gorgeous. And there it is right there, swatched. And it's called tan, and I suppose it is, but to me it kind of looks like a rose gold. Yeah, I would say that's like a rose gold. So that is tan pigment. Now, as far as pigments go, I only have, up until I got this, I only had three. I had vanilla, teal, and Kitschmas. Kitschmas is a beautiful pink. So now I have four. And, you know, these pigments are expensive when it's a lot of money to spend, but one vial of pigment like this will last you your entire lifetime. And I'm not exaggerating, because you need so little product that, yeah, there's no way you could use a whole one of those unless you used it every single day for the rest of your life. Then you might use it up. So yeah, now I've got Star Violet eyeshadow and tan pigment. Both absolutely stunningly beautiful colors. So that was great, you know, and I still had a little bit of money left, and but I decided to hang on to that because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. So my husband and I were trying to figure out what to do this past weekend, and we just wanted to go somewhere that involved going for a little ride because we had had some snow the week before. So all the trees and the ground were coated with snow, but the snow had melted off the roads. So you got the pretty view, but the roads were safe. So we decided to go for a little ride, and he was like, well, where do you want to go? And I said, I don't know. So I suggested the Natick Mall. Now, the Natick Mall is nowhere near me. I'm in Massachusetts, but that's about an hour's drive from me. So I wanted to go there because that little bit of Christmas money that I had left was burning a hole in my pocket, and there's a MAC store at the Natick Mall. Plus, we love California Pizza Kitchen, and I thought maybe we could go for lunch there, and I could go to the MAC store and we could walk around and look at stuff. So that's where I ended up finding the stuffed animal Grumpy Cat that I showed you in my fun stuff video, because Urban Outfitters is right next to the MAC store at that mall. So so we went, and I went to the MAC store, and I finally got my hands on one of the new palettes. And this is just a pro palette to put pan type eyeshadows in. And they redesigned them at one point, and now they've got these nice clear covers so you can actually see what's in your palette. Because what most people do or did is they would put like a little label on there that would have the color of, like, I have a blue palette, a green palette, a brown palette, etc. And now this is terrific because, you know, you can actually see what's in there without putting a label on the outside. So I think what I'm going to do with this is, instead of putting all of one color of a specific eyeshadow in there, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull eyeshadows from each of my colored palettes and make up like a favorites palette. I thought that would be really great and fun and time saving because then I'd be, you know, having easy access to the ones that I like the most or was using the most at that time. So I couldn't leave it at that. I couldn't just get the palette. I also got a couple of eyeshadows in pan form because that's just so much easier. Then I don't have to depot them, because when they come in these little pots, you know, I know how to depot eyeshadows. I have a video on it, but it's kind of a pain. And plus you pay a lot more when it's in the pot. I really wish that they sold pan form eyeshadows at MAC counters, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And the palettes too. That would be great. When they're in the pot, they're $15. When they're just in the pan, they're only $10. So, you know, your money goes a lot further. But anyways, so the two that I got in pan form were Scene, which is a bluish gray or a grayish blue, depending on how you look at it. And I have that on today in the crease, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Oh, I should swatch that for you. So that's Scene. It's, yeah, bluish gray or grayish blue. And then the other one that I got is Saddle, and this is a reddish brown. And that's what that looks like. So I was thinking that Scene would look good with Copperplate. And if you're not familiar with Copperplate, it's a really great gray. This is my MAC gray palette. And let's see. That is Copperplate right there. I don't want to tilt this too much because I don't have an insert in this. These are all just loose on the magnetized plate on the back, but that's Copperplate. It's just a very nice basic gray. And I was thinking I would put Copperplate on the lid and then that Scene color in the crease. And I thought, you know, blue and gray and blue gray and gray would look great together, but unfortunately the depth of the color ended up being equal, because I started off with this look I have on today. I started off with Copperplate on my lids. Then I went to put Scene in the crease, and I was like, oh no, because they were both like, I'm gonna say mid-tone colors, and I thought there would be enough of a contrast in the color that I could do a look with it. But that didn't work because it just looked like one looked like an extension of the other color, and they were both too dark to do like an all over wash with. So then what I did was, so that I wouldn't have to start over again, I took my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Silver Strike and just put that on top of the Copperplate so that I wouldn't have to redo my makeup. So that's what I'm wearing today anyway. Oh, and then I took a little bit of the Scene and also brought that down along the lower lash line. Now Saddle, I'm not positive yet what I'm going to pair with that, but that will go with, you know, I mean, it's a neutral, so that's going to go with a lot of different things. While we're on the subject of this whole MAC eyeshadow thing, I've been realizing lately that something that I should have been doing from the very beginning, which never even occurred to me, but I'm going to mention it so that any of you who are just starting to collect MAC eyeshadows, I have some really good advice for you. Learn from my experience. Number one, if you're just starting off buying MAC eyeshadows, don't even look at the limited edition collections, because I did that backwards. I was so caught up in whatever was new and the limited edition collections that my very first MAC eyeshadows were from the permanent line, but then I only bought like, I don't know, 3 to start with. And then after that, I just kept looking at the limited edition stuff. And that is so backwards. I should have been focusing on the permanent line first. Then once I had all the ones I wanted from the permanent line, then take a look at the limited edition, you know, years later or whatever. But I didn't. And so instead, what I ended up with was almost all limited edition colors, of which, you know, I really enjoy some of the ones that I have, but it just would have made a lot more sense to do it the other way around. So that's one thing. Then the other thing that I want to suggest to anybody starting off collecting MAC eyeshadows is that the best way to get them is in pairs. And think in terms of lid color and crease color. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of eyeshadows that you don't have anything to wear with them. If you want to stay like within MAC, wear, you know, 2 MAC eyeshadows together. I mean, of course you can mix and match eyeshadows across brands, but I'm just saying that I have a lot of MAC eyeshadows that, you know, I either have the lid color and I don't have a crease color to go with it, or vice versa. And didn't even think about that when I bought them. And I just was so focused on, you know, getting ones that I wanted that I didn't think about what I would be wearing them with. And then the other thing is, don't get too bogged down in buying highlight colors, because you really don't need a lot of highlight colors. Buy 1 or 2 or 3 at the most that you really like the texture or just the right shade highlight color for you. But yeah, you don't need to have all the highlight colors, because a highlight is just a highlight. That isn't going to be like the focus of the look. What else? I think those are the basics right there. But it's so overwhelming, because MAC has so many eyeshadows in their permanent collection that I don't know if I'm ever going to have them all. I mean, I would like to. I mean, just the permanent line. I would like to, but you know, it's kind of pricey, and well, we'll see what happens. But I got a long ways to go. But I'm trying. And then now I'm trying to put a lot more thought into what I'm getting, because now that I'm getting more into the warmer colors, there's a lot of them that I didn't get before because I felt like they were too warm for me to pull off, but they are beautiful, and I definitely would like to get some more of the warm colors that I didn't get before, that are going to go with other things that I already have. So that is it, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.